is the second largest city in the South Island of New Zealand after Christchurch. It has a Scottish influence, a Scottish feel about it, so think churches. It's also a university town, so there are many universities, and with universities then come lots of pubs, bars, cinemas. So I'm off for my one-day exploration in Dunedin, and it's a little bit chilly. It's only like about 10-12 degrees outside, and it is overcast, so I'm prepared, nice and rugged up. Now I have to make a couple of quick apologies. My pronunciation, I'm not from New Zealand, so I got a few of these pronunciations wrong, both in the video and last week's vlog. Number one, I was pronouncing it Aotearoa, it's Akaroa, apologies. But anyway, here's my vlog, and I hope you enjoy it. Last stop in New Zealand, and I'm at a place called the Octagon. This is right in the middle of town, and as you can see, well, it's a university town, and just this whole sort of like, it's like a large sort of roundabout, but it's in the shape of an octagon, and it's just full of bars. So I think it's like a real uni place. Just check it out. Crack Irish Tavern. So I dare say, if you wanted to come for a beer, this is the place to come. I can't find any Scottish hotels yet, so that's what I'm on the hunt for. I found this back massage place at about 10 o'clock in the morning when I first got into town, and the lady said she was booked out but she could squeeze in half an hour session. So I thought, okay. I get into the room and she starts, doing the usual prep of the back and whatnot, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden she stops doing the massage, and I'm like, what's going on? And then goes and puts a whole lot of thick jelly on my back. So she attached multiple electronic probes on my back, and then she started up this machine. It was a bit weird, like being in some sort of Frankenstein's monsters movie. And basically, electric currents went through my back for about 5 to 10 minutes. She then took the probes off, and then put 2 more probes on, which were round circular ones, more like, an electric form of cupping. It was a very bizarre experience because most of the massage was just all these electrical equipment on my back and not very much hands-on. So I'd like to share my story about the reasoning of going to the Scottish pubs. With the lead up of going to Dunedin 1 or 2 days on the cruise ship, they were telling us about what Dunedin was about as far as the essence of the city, the culture of the city, and it was basically every second word was Scottish heritage, Scottish, influence. It was Scottish this, Scottish that. And I thought to myself, I've been to Scotland, and one of the things that is very popular in Scotland for a social place is the Scottish pubs, same as in England, same as in most of Europe. And so I thought, if I'm there for one day, a good place to find out culture and history, go to a pub, talk to people, and that way you get to know about the history and the culture rather than just walking around or going to a museum. There were a few Americans that didn't understand this. They don't understand the culture of pubs and it's a very Australian thing, it's a very English thing, and we go to pubs to socialise, and you can meet a lot of people there and learn a lot about history in 1 hour. So when I got off the bus that took us from Port Chalmers to the city centre of Dunedin, I asked the lady, where is your local Scottish pubs? And she said, Scottish pubs? They don't exist. And I said, not even one? She goes, no, not that I know of. And I thought, this is crazy. You're in a Scottish town and you haven't even got one pub that has a Scottish heritage to it. And I thought, I'm not buying that at all. So I was on a mission to find a Scottish pub, to speak to some people, hopefully Scottish, but if not, that's cool, to speak to people and learn about the culture and history. And I found it. Alright guys, I found the only Scottish pub. Like, they've been raving for the last 3 days. It's Scottish, it's this, it's Scottish that, and so I was asking all the bus people, I've gone, where's the Scottish pubs? And they go, there isn't any. And I'm like, they say, oh, there's two Irish pubs. I'm like going, that's not a Scottish pub. Anyway, we looked it up on Google, and there was a Scottish pub, and they go, it's called the L Bar. And I've gone, oh, the All Bar? And they go, yeah, that's what we said, the L Bar. Not that I'm taking the piss of New Zealand accents. And I must apologise, I've only had 3 hours sleep, so I look like shit. And in fact, I was a good boy last night. I didn't go out drinking. Alright, I went out for one drink, but we had a really rough sea last night, so the ship was moving up and down, and also the ship horn was going off like every 5 minutes. So yeah, I went to bed like at 12, hopefully, to get a good night's sleep. I ain't getting to sleep till 4, but oh well. And I'm just having a pint now in this Scottish pub. It's not a Scottish beer, and funnily enough, it's actually a German beer I'm having, which is called the Opera Original from Mulchen. And the fantastic bartender was showing me some of the local brewery, which is the Dunedin Brewery ales. So I tried a few. So I tried the Pale Ale, which was really strong, hoppy. The Pilsner, which was actually a little bit lighter. And I tried this other one over here called Orange Ruffy, which was sort of a bit bitter. But I liked the Hofbräu, was a bit sort of more, just I suppose, normal standard sort of lager. Hey, so I didn't show you some of the decor they got here at the Scottish pub, which is kind of like traditional. We've got some cool looking pictures. Oh, there's Tina Turner. Got some cool sort of artwork, and the decor here is very similar to your typical English pub sort of old style chairs. Look at this. Whiskey bottles and some Scottish terriers. So it's all a bit Scottish here, which is a good thing because that's why you come here. Let's have a look at their special board. They've got a thing called anchovy toast. Oh, it's their food board. I was thinking, like, is there a scotch called anchovy toast? I need sleep, seriously. So these are like a really popular way of getting around town. Like, we have the bikes in Brisbane. Everybody gets on scooters, and not just like young people, old people too. And it's the same deal. You sort of get on your scooter and you go to a destination, and then you stop it and it locks. So there's like a whole heap of like scooters all around. And this is not just in Dunedin. This is like all of New Zealand, which is really interesting. Actually, nothing that's really interesting. I'm just looking in this pub here, and there's a malt of the month called the Dead Rabbit. I wonder how many rabbits went into that one. So after dinner, we went to the world stage where we saw Miss Richfeild 1981 drag show. It was a great show. Funny story, actually, Miss Richfield's clothes and props didn't arrive. So apparently the show is normally very prop orientated, and so Richfeild had to basically just go out into the audience and do 45 minutes of stand-up. And it was really funny. Talk to people such as like mother and son going on all gay cruise, which was really hilarious. We talked to another guy called Ryan, who was talking about being down on his luck, so Richfeild was giving advice. Actually, funnily enough, Ryan ended up becoming one of the guys I played poker with at the Texas Hold'em poker table. Hi Ryan, if you're watching this. And then Richfeild did a segment. If you've ever watched Julian Cleary, Sticky Moments from UK, very similar sort of style. So the mother of the son was one of the contestants, and a cute twink boy got up on stage as well. I forget what his name was, but the the whole thing was that every question. It was like 3 or 4 rounds. Every question that she got was like, a multiple choice, but it was really hard questions that you were never going to get. It was obviously really skewed towards the boy winning, and it was really funny. Following that, we had the Way Down Under party. As you can see, this is what I was wearing as far as my headdress. And I had a few other props that I was using. There were lots of people at the party, with blow-up sheep, such as like this sort of size, or blow-up kangaroos this size. I didn't even use this. And but for me, I took this bad boy, which was a 1.5 meter high blow-up kangaroo, which funnily enough I got as a Australia Day thing from Woolworths. But when this thing was blown up, I basically was able to wear it on my shoulders or throw it up in the air to the music, and I won the costume of the night. So that was pretty sweet. It was one of the best parties, and in fact I'm sorry I haven't got any footage from it, but I was basically just wearing this headdress and a really small pair of pants, and that was it. So I really didn't have much to carry a phone around, so I didn't get any footage. The kangaroo took about 40 minutes to blow up, and people were like so in awe of it. People were coming up and taking photos of me with the kangaroo. In fact, the kangaroo overshadowed me. People end up like just saying, "Oh, we borrowed your kangaroo," and I'm there like going, "Hmm." But it was a great night. It was like probably the best party. The second best party I really enjoyed was on the last day before Sydney, which was the Bondi Beach party, and that was really good too. Anyway, that was Port Chalmers and Dunedin. And the next couple of days, we're heading off the Tasman Sea for 2 days. Rough waters, pretty crap weather most of the time, but we still had some good dance parties and had a lot of fun. So we'll see you on the next video.